Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 104 of Gains, and this one is titled Throuple Date. I'm the best. Bakugou smirked, completely unfazed by Kiri's comments. You chuckled and let Kiri go, and then reached your arm around each of your boys and pulled them down for a hug. I love you both, you said softly, turning your head to kiss Bakugou on the cheek, then turning the other way to kiss Kiri on the cheek. You were going to leave it at that, but by the way that Bakugou was coming closer, once you'd finished kissing Kiri on the cheek, made you look back towards him, and his mouth locked with yours in a heated kiss. You broke from his kiss and then turned to Kiri and engaged in a lip lock with him, then released. Whoa, you breathed as you lay your head back against your pillow. I'm so lucky. You looked at Kiri, who was heavily eyeing off Bakugou's lips, and chuckled. Bakugou only had eyes for you though, which you found amusing. Okay, we better get going and do something, or else there's going to be some mischief up in this room, you said cheekily. I'll take on any mischief, Bakugou said with a smirk. You are exactly the one I'm worried about, you chuckled, removing your arm from around Kiri's neck and bopping Bakugou on the nose with your finger. Okay, so what do you want to do? After laying there cuddling for a little longer and discussing what you'd be doing for the night, you all decided to go and see the new movie that was out, then get dinner, and then come back to the lounge area to chill. Well, you said lounge area, but you kinda already knew that you'd all end up here again. You just had to be discreet about it when you came back. Once everything had been decided, Bakugou left the room first and then texted once he'd seen the coast was clear. No one in the halls and no one in the common area or kitchen. Then Kiri left, which allowed you to get changed in peace. The deal was to meet in the lobby of Heights Alliance and you'd all go from there. Once changed, you left, heading down to the lounge area on level 1 to meet your boys. You had chosen ripped jeans this time to match your boys and had an oversized shirt on, but had tucked it in well and it was showing off all your curves. Secretly, you were hoping Bakugou wouldn't be able to keep his hands off you. You wouldn't have minded if Kiri had had a hard time too, and you made a mental note to remind him that it was okay for him to touch you if he wanted to. One look from Bakugou as he stepped out of the elevator, and you knew he was hooked. That and the bashful look from Kiri behind him told you you had made the right choice in clothes for the night. Shall we go? You asked, glancing around to make sure no one else was around before hugging each boy in turn, and then taking Bakugou's hand in yours and Kiri's hand in your other hand. Time for a good night out, Kiri said brightly, squeezing your hand as you all walked out of the building together. A quick bus ride later, and you're all out the front of the cinema. Okay, you guys good with popcorn and chocolates and stuff? You asked, eyeing off the food as you all stepped inside the cinema lobby. Oh, definitely, Kiri said brightly. Wait, Bakugou said, before pulling you in a different direction out of the cinema. Because you were still holding on to Kiri's hand, you also pulled him out as well. Wait, where are we going? You asked Bakugou. Just come with me, he replied with his signature scowl. Okay, you shrugged, looking back at Kiri, who also shrugged. Down the street you walked to the closest 7-Eleven and entered. Why are we here? Do you need something? You asked Bakugou, who was beelining for the snack aisle. It's so damn expensive in the cinema. Get stuff here. I'll sneak it in, he said with a smirk. Wait, bro, that's not manly, Kiri said with a frown. It's not frickin' manly what they're doing either. Making fun of me. Now get food, he ordered. It is a daylight robbery, you said with a shrug as you picked up a packet of lollies. I just don't want to get caught, Kiri said with a worried look on his face. It's okay, he said with a gentle squeeze to his arm. I'm going to eat mine on the walk back to the cinemas. I'm not. I'm going to hide mine on me, Bakugou grunted, grabbing a bottle of Coke and some chili chocolate and chili chips. Where are you going to hide it on you? You asked curiously. I'll show you. Now hurry up and pick something to eat, he commanded. You did as you were told and got some food, as did Kiri. Then you paid and left the shop, then headed back to the cinemas. Here, you said, offering a packet of lollies to Kiri. Help me eat these, there's too many. Help me eat mine too, Kiri said through a mouthful. Maybe we should have shared. That would have been a better idea, hey? You chuckled, swapping packets with him so you could eat some of his food. You're both weak, Bakugou commented, proudly carrying his food and drink in arms. As you got closer to the cinema, you slowed and quickly finished off the food that you had left. Amazingly, you and Kiri managed to finish it all off, even though you felt sick. Okay, Captain, it's go time. Where are you stashing your stash? You asked Bakugou curiously. Bakugou looked around and then reached behind him and pulled at the back of his jeans, pushing the chocolate slab into his left cheek and the chips into his right cheek. You were standing at the perfect angle while he was putting his contraband items away and started chuckling and then laughing. "What?" he snapped, unenthused by your chuckling. You look like you got a butt lift on the right side of your arse, you laughed. That was the chip bucket side, and it was caked up more so than usual. He twisted to look behind him. Yep, definitely looks suspiciously large on the right side. That's not gonna work, Kiri chimed in. Yeah, it will, Bakugo snapped. My plans always work. You laughed. So, where's the Coke bottle going? Bakugo looked around and then down his front, and you burst out laughing. You're not, you teased. So he pulled the front of his jeans open a little. No, you cackled. You look ridiculous. This isn't gonna work. Shut up, it is, he snapped, shoving the Coke bottle down the front of his pants and looking as ridiculous as you'd imagined. You had now doubled over, and Kiri was chuckling too. Stop it. Fine. I'll prove you both wrong, he snapped with annoyance. We'll get in no problem. You're gonna get us all kicked out, you laughed, starting to walk again when he walked. To the cinemas you went, with Bakugo and his thang that was thangin' as well as having BDE visually, while Kiri walked along beside you. 3 student tickets, please, you asked the attendant, once you'd walked up to the desk at the cinema. You had chosen to step forward alone. Kiri and Bakugo had chosen to stand back a little. You felt like Bakugo was hanging back, more so due to fears of being questioned as to why one of his arse cheeks was bigger than the other, but you didn't know why Kiri was hanging back. Moral support, maybe? Absolute chaos. Well, chapter 105 will be tomorrow. I'll see you then for that one.